Welcome, Illuminerds. We are here. It is the Power Rangers Fandom Spotlight, and today we are joined by alum. We're joined by someone that honestly has got me into the fandom, really like fully integrated into the fandom, and for that I owe him a lot. It is none other than the elusive and legendary Mr. DJ Rivers. DJ, how are you doing today, sir?
Man, you humble me coming from the infamous, the all-knowing, the Jezer.
That's awesome, dude. Like, I mean, it's been so long, bro. Like, honestly, for those who don't know, like, honestly, it's like this. I'm like the Rocky to your Jason, bro. Like, you kind of passed off the torch, and I kind of had to try to do with it what I must. And for a lot of fans, Rocky wasn't their favorite Ranger, but it's what you got.
First of all, stop that. Second of all, dude, so Jezer and I go way back. You know what I mean? We work together, we're friends, and I think just life kind of happened, so we don't necessarily connect as much as we'd like. But that love has always been there, dude. And stop it with this Rocky thing.
I think the first time that you actually introduced me, or like pretty much invited me out to Karaoke Blue one winter day. I was like, man, this place is awesome. This such a fun group of people, and never turn back. But
he's being first of all, I know we have better things to talk about, or Ranger stuff to talk about. But for those who don't know, Jezer has the voice of an angel. So he's being modest. Is like, this is pretty cool. He owns the karaoke.
Oh man, that place is so much fun. Have you gone lately?
Not as often as when we were hanging out. It's just so out of the way, dude. That's the only thing. Other than that, like maybe once in a blue moon.
Yeah, definitely one of these days. But we are here to talk about something even more amazing, especially for the Power Ranger fans. DJ, you have created this, or you and Christopher Kamen Lee and another person have created this. I want to call it a what if situation, or I want to maybe a continuation of a lot of fans' favorite Power Ranger series, Power Rangers in Space. Now, first off, how did this come to be? Like, were you guys just throwing ideas off of each other? And what was the most outrageous thing about this project that you guys wanted to have happen, but hasn't really happened yet?
Sure. I'll be honest with you, man. How it came to be is, I always have to kind of recall, because it was a brainchild of Chris and a buddy of ours named Rando. And it was always a concept, but in terms of getting it into production and seeing it to fruition, it kind of took what it took. So it kind of stayed a brainchild for a while, production hell, if you want to call it. And it was always a what if in terms of keeping the story going, see where all your favorite characters would end up, to the point where Chris would often talk to his cast members and castmates as far as, where do you see your character? And because Chris is one of the biggest Star Wars guys, OG trilogy only for him. Nothing else matters for him. So as far as my involvement, he and Rando came up to me with, hey, this is an idea we've been playing with, and we kind of want you involved, but there wasn't really a clear direction in terms of execution. Fast forward years later, we developed certain relationships. The timing was right. And then eventually it was like, okay, so COVID happened. Yeah. Okay, so how do we do this, still be safe, and et cetera, et cetera. Actually, no, I'm getting the order wrong. We filmed it first, and then COVID happened. So that ended up being the first episode, but getting it from shot to finish, because a lot of people who were available were no longer available. Anyways, I feel like I'm rambling at this point, but A to B to C concept, I got involved. It stayed what it was until we were like, you know what, let's just do it. I think it was near a New Year's, and it was like a resolution. We're like, DJ, we need to effing do this. I'm like, yeah, let's effing do this. Who's gonna direct this? I don't know who's gonna direct this. You should direct this. Why? And then the rest is history.
Let's talk about that. I mean, not only are you in this, but you are also a director, a writer on the film. One of the things that like threw me off, but amazed me so much was that initial from episode 1, that initial like drop down shot. How did that come to be? Like, how, like, because I love this type of stuff. I love like seeing like the cinematography, stories behind it. How did that come to be? Where did you guys shoot it? Like, was that always the initial shot that you wanted for the first scene of this short?
Sure. It wasn't until I saw the location.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where, just like in poker, you kind of work with the cards you have. And then I knew I had access to certain equipment, to certain crew. And then the word came up, hey, we have a drone. I was like, bet.
There you go. There you go.
So I knew I wanted to do a tracking shot, a motion shot. Even one of the first shots I already had in mind was the POV of the drone flying towards Chris.
Yeah.
And keeping in the spirit of very much Star Wars, and Chris standing out in the middle of nowhere with his back towards camera was very a la The Force Awakens, at the last scene with Luke.
Yeah.
So things like that. I love rotating shots. I'm a big fan of JJ's Abrams's eye, to be honest with you. I think he has a very specific way of shooting. I think it gets lost in the stigma of lens flares and all that stuff, which, for the record, I don't mind.
I don't mind them either.
Right? And I think it's a certain aesthetic and sleekness to it. But anyways, he purposely, and even like the most conversational of shots, he always keeps the camera moving. It's not that you can't keep the camera still and do it where it counts, but in general, if it's something that's a little bit more dialogue heavy, keeping it alive, besides the dialogue, is keeping the environment alive. So little subtle movements, things like that. So there you go.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, we are both huge Power Ranger fans. You are getting to work with some of the most loved characters within the Power Ranger universe. I know maybe you're used to it by now, but has it dawned on you that you have become part of the universe by working with some of these characters and adding and enhancing some of the storylines, and you standing there directing your childhood heroes on screen for a vision that you take part in creating?
Everything you just said, imagine that being said to somebody else, because in my mind, it's definitely still surreal. I one of the main things I say all the time, or like everyone that's involved are fans, but they're also professionals. So every once in a while, we'll look at each other and go, dude, we're making Power Rangers stuff with Power Rangers. That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? That whole, just to take the moment in, because I think it's very easy in life not to be present and kind of become numb, like you say.
Yeah.
I know for me, knowing Chris as Chris is one thing. And you know Chris very well. A lot of us, our mutual friends, know Chris very well. But in terms of turning that into a work relationship, has been a dream. Even the relationships with the other actors from different seasons, not just his, has been amazing. And it's always that question I always ask myself, as far as, who am I to even be in this position, kind of thing. So a little bit of trust, a little bit of luck, and a lot of ambition. And I'm definitely humbled, like as I was from day one to now.
That's awesome. Now, as far as the reception and the Power Ranger fans also have like a very strong opinion of things, how have you balanced it and dealt with either some of the positive remarks or some of the negative remarks, and not letting it kind of push you off the course of what you're trying to create here?
No, I think that's a great question. I think a lot of major IPs have their fans, you know, and Power Rangers is obviously no exception, with over, man, what is it now, 25 years, 30 years?
Like almost 30 years. 30 years next year.
Years. Yeah. Right, yes. So that's a lot of fan base over different age groups. Excuse me. So in terms of opinions, I think it's just the internet in general that I think that exists. You go in YouTube and the comment section is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think having a great support system, and honestly just having the singular mindset as far as people being around you being a good influence, I feel like. And I think that's a general truth of life too, where your surroundings does help determine your productivity sometimes, you know. So I know for me, even being acknowledged or associated with anything on any type of scale, I don't care if it's 1% or 50%, it's a blessing, because realistically it could be 0%. That's all there is to it. So to be talked about in any capacity is, to me, a blessing. Now, I think in terms of how bad or how good it gets, I mean, people are always going to be opinionated.
Mhm.
So all I know is, listen, it's such an honor to even be associated with this color, let alone this symbol, let alone the actors who preceded me. So I try to focus on that and just be like, dude, at the end of the day, I'm still able to say that.
Nice. Now, like you said, with your character, you're the son of a TJ, a character created specifically for this film, but also something that that could happen. Is there? I don't know. I know Saturday you guys are releasing the second episode. Is there a
Sure.
possibility within the future, or maybe you guys might surprise us Saturday? Is there a possibility that Selwyn would make an appearance in this?
I think anything's possible. I I think okay, I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
Anything's possible. Of course, that's always been in the cards, if
yeah,
that
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
But making it make sense, and then obviously schedules and availability, you never know. We'll see.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, one of the most interesting things about this story is the where Andros is in this film. Um, him being quote unquote the son of Ecliptor, or
Yeah,
per se, uh,
sure,
related to him or having some influence by him.
sure.
Was that in the earlier stages of production, or earlier stages of the project, or was that something that you guys have kind of built off of later on?
Definitely the beginning.
Yeah.
Definitely the beginning. I'd say the concept was based on, matter of fact, it was the thing that it was based on, followed by a very close second thing. Number
Okay.
one, the what if, the relationship with the Clipter,
Yeah.
because Star Wars is very much Power Rangers in space, and Power Rangers in space is very much Star Wars. Probably the other
Mm-hmm,
way around. Probably that way. Shout out to the Dagobah system.
mm-hmm.
I was name dropped in one of the
I
episodes,
know.
but
There you go.
no. So yeah. So if you ask Chris with his own season, and obviously he is Andros, and he brought that character to life, but in his mind, he felt like a Clipter could have killed Andros at any given time, and he asked the question, why didn't he? Never mind,
Ooh.
never mind, it's a children's show, and never mind all the other possible answers. In his mind, he's like, I have a long lost sister. He cares for her like a daughter. In my mind, he was related to me this way. He's training me to be stronger. It was tough love. Dang, you know.
Dang.
So,
Shoot. He could have.
so
He could have killed him at any point in time throughout the series. So that is a possible storyline.
right.
Now, as for,
And then the
yeah.
second thing, if you don't mind me just continuing. So the
No.
second thing was Nemo or Zane, that relationship. So the
Yeah.
two things was Ecliptor and his relationship, but also kind of this double may cry relationship, Dante, all that with Nemo in terms of being the yin and yang, because
Yeah. Yeah.
they were the space bros. And even though we don't really explore this a lot in different mediums, why did he have the astromorphers ready for the Earth kids?
Mm-hmm.
He had
Mm-hmm.
it in his mind, even though it wasn't blatantly said, he had another team.
Yep.
Zane is the remnant of another team. That's all he has left. That's his boy, and he was in a coma.
That's his
You know what I
Obi-Wan
mean?
Kenobi. That's his
That's his dude.
yeah.
That is his,
Oh.
yeah, exactly. That's the Anakin to the Obi-Wan right there. And it's like, no matter what, they had each other. And that duo
Yeah.
it does transcend not only in Power Rangers, but Sentai. It is very much red and silver.
Yeah.
So
I mean, if you really look into like the Power Rangers in space, there's so much story to be told, and I think that this is the perfect way to do it. Let's
yeah,
say the involvement of the franchise comes in and says, hey, we love what you're doing. We have some ideas. Or maybe even Boom Comics, being a factor as far as like maybe adding or enhancing the story. Would you be open to it?
100%. I think
Yeah.
there's a very specific tone that is important as far as what we're doing. And I say this all the time. Chris and I say this all the time, which is, it's like the Mandalorian. It may
Yeah.
not be your dad's Star Wars. It may not be your kid's Star Wars, but both age groups and both demographics recognize it and have something they could appreciate about it. So with Chris, it's not like he's going out of his way to just like make it rated R, but to him, Power Rangers in Space is such a space opera. His biggest, not regret, that's not the right word, but his biggest aspiration from the characters that he loves so much is really go there, really take the restraints off of the Power Rangers IP and continue strengthening the relationships and stories that we love. So as opposed to destroy you, we will say kill you. As opposed to darn it, we will drop damn it. That kind of thing. Am I allowed to say damn it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying, like, I don't know.
So, I mean, for the future, do you envision this as a limited series? Do you envision this as, since COVID is slowing down a little bit, you guys want to like shoot more and maybe go for a longer length as far as how many episodes you want to do?
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, there's, like you said, unlimited possibilities in terms of Power Rangers in Space took a contained story and it blew it out, it just made it huge. Like literally in space. The culmination of that season
expanded the universe.
Huge. I mean, again, it's a silly concept going from a grounded, hey, we're saving the planet or we're saving a city, and then all of a sudden you get the title Power Rangers in Space. You're like, oh, so they James Bonded. That's cool. So when James Bond went to space, that was done,
Yeah.
But it ends up being like the strongest and probably one of the best written series with some of the best investments of all time. So kind of back, toggling back to your other question, if Boom and Hasbro or whoever came to us and gave us the okay, it would be amazing just to kind of explore a very, not mature version, but a very, I don't know, what am I looking for, Jazzer? That's the word I'm looking for.
Very rewarding or a very, what is it?
Well, basically just something outside of the kids show realm.
Yes. And I feel like that's maybe the direction they want to go, past the 30th year that they're doing. Cause I mean, obviously let's be honest, the model that they're using now is not translating well into what the modern audiences, the bigger audience is accepting. Like, of course, the Power Ranger fans love it because we're completionists, so we want to see it to the end. But we want to grab more people, and I think this, like, honestly, I think that these I don't know if people get offended when you say like fan films or stuff like that, but these special projects that the fandom is working on, it really enhances the story and really, I think, show the franchise what it can do. Honestly,
I appreciate that, and honestly, I think Boom Studios has done a fantastic job.
Yes,
expanding the lore. It is basically a testament to. I mean, again, who Draken is. Draken is very much in the IP now. The past histories as far as Zordon and even the Psycho Rangers and different dimensional versions, multiverses. Very much. It's always been going towards that direction, but multiverse is everything now in almost every property. So shout out to Everything Everywhere All at Once. But that's just the point. Like it is basically the shattered dimensions, Spider-Verse stuff. So it's amazing to kind of see the characters you love, familiar and unfamiliar, because of, like you said, Power Rangers is Power Rangers, and we love Power Rangers for sure. But even that the specific approach, whether created by censorship, whether created by time and direction, everything changes. Dragon Ball Z is not the same as Dragon Ball Super. So the style and the audience and consumerism will adapt to society.
Yeah, 100%. One little, this is a little thing that I hope that we see it, because I know you guys are also Nerdbot is also involved in helping produce this, and Nerdbot does have another series that you already know what I'm gonna do, huh? They 100%. do have another series that they run that I think they're still trying to finish it up. They have the Ninja Turtles, and the Ninja Turtles were in space So, I mean, is there a chance that maybe we can get Mikey back in space? I don't know.
Bro, if you were to ask me, which you are, 100% yes. If you were to ask
Yeah.
Chris, he'll get back to you.
He's like, no, no, never again. Never again. I'm not working with turtles.
Put it this way: whenever we have a production meeting and
Yeah.
that gets brought up to the table, it's more like, can we ask everybody to step outside, please, while we can we have the floor for one time? Make the coffee. It'll be a long one.
Oh my God. Dude,
In my
thank you.
mind, I'm dying to make it happen.
It's like, oh, hey, Chris, take the day off for a little bit. I'll do something. But dude, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for talking about this great film that you guys got going on. I know Saturday. This is coming out Saturday. I know today
Yes.
you guys are going to be releasing episode 2 on at Anime Pasadena, or no, Riverside, Pasadena,
Riverside.
Riverside,
Anime Riverside.
Anime. Oh, there you
Riverside.
go. So, dude, oh, I lost you for a second. I lost your camera. Oh, there you go.
Somebody was calling me. I apologize.
Okay. But yeah, so dude, like I'm excited for the fans to see it. I'm so excited. Is it going to be simul released online as well?
Not quite. So it's going to be the exclusive screening at Anime Riverside, and then probably a week or two later, it'll be for general release.
Awesome.
What I need you to do is get Joe on the horn and tell him to show up as
Phantom Ranger.
Yeah, I'm gonna need him to show up on that set for.
I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him right now. We're gonna say, "Hey, man."
Oh yeah, that's text.
Yeah.
That's text. Like attach my picture. Be like,
yeah. Okay. Hold on. Let me send a picture. Give me a little. Give me. All right. I'm gonna send that to him in a bit. But yeah, I mean, dude, I'm so excited. Honestly, it. Not to say the other films don't, but it looks visually beautiful. I think that it looks really cool. And I'm pretty excited about it. I'm pretty excited. And you got Patrick David. I love Patrick David. He's so good. He's so good.
His involvement was kind of a happy accident. Am I going too long, or can I?
No, we're good. We're good.
So his involvement was a happy accident in terms of, dude, the truth of the matter is the first episode was intended, it started off as a trailer and ended up being like, we shot way too much. Let's just do something with it. But it's also too short to be like a full release.
Yeah.
And then I remember being at Chris's and I was like, I think everybody could appreciate a Marvel movie. So I was like, what do you think about a post-credit thing with Patrick? Do you think he would? He's like already on it. And then all of a sudden you have Patrick David back as Psycho Red. We embrace the Boom Studios a little bit. We do call him Virgil. So he's not just Psycho Red, he is Virgil. Yeah. And next thing you know, he's like snapping necks. Yep. You know what I mean?
And you got the little Easter egg with the data cards, they got the different
you had to, man. Yeah, man, absolutely.
You can't be teasing us with stuff and then not like have it show up right after. It's crazy.
There's the one thing I will say, and thank you so much for the words of confidence, man, the love. If you enjoyed episode 1, episode 2 is 110% better than episode 1. So much more happens, a lot more. And we did aim, and I think we strived, we aimed, I think we did achieve keeping the quality that you appreciate.
Nice. I appreciate it. You guys need to check it out. We're going to put the link in the description for the first episode, the teaser for the second episode. If you are in Riverside, go check out the release of episode 2. DJ, where can everyone find you on social media, buddy?
I'm a boring online person. You can find me on Instagram at dj.2.rivers. That's pretty much my only public, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I don't Twitter. I don't Snapchat.
It's better that way. We should all get off of like all these extra social media stuff because it's kind of messing us up a little bit.
Oh man, I just don't have the bandwidth, dude. I'm just like, what am I doing here?
Well, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and let's go back to the studio.